Hello, everybody, and welcome. Oh, Alex and I had a little bit of a laugh because we did the whole thing. I did the whole like do, and you all know me. I pressed the wrong button. So,
Okay.
there you have it. It's just been a little crazy. So I want to welcome everybody on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks for being here. Come on in and say hello, and don't be shy. And We're going to start by me telling you some cool news. First of all, she might look familiar. Do you know why she looks familiar? Because Alex and we were together is it a month now? Has it been a month?
It's been about a month. Yeah, it's just about, yeah, yes. It was, yes,
That
it's
goes.
wild.
So we were in Atlanta. We were in Atlanta on the Porsche show, and we met in the green room. And you guys, honestly, I just adored Alex's freshness, her realness, her integrity, her authenticity. Because I was ready. I'm like, I'm ready, girl. I gotta, if you're gonna be on there and be like, oh, and the spirits are saying this to me, I was like, already. I was already set to be like, who is this wackadoodle? And so so happy to have met you and talk with you. And I'm glad that she had two shows being taped. Wouldn't you say? And then I'm going to tell you what Alex does, everybody. But what she was the nicest person. Like the whole staff, I was so impressed with their professionalism, their kindness, their making sure that we were okay. And then Portia came into the green room and introduced herself. Just such a nice lady, so nice.
Mhm.
Just
Agreed. Agreed.
anyway, so Alixe Branch, you guys, she is a life, career, spiritual coach. She's does the intuitive woo-woo stuff. I mean, she's the real deal. And what I love is your story. And you're from California, so you live in La La Land,
Inglewood.
LA.
Yeah, near Hollywood, very close to Hollywood. Yes, but Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, and I'm so appreciative of you being here. And you're for those of you who don't know, Alex is also going to be on the podcast that's going to be on Monday, so go check it out. Hello, Lisa Randall. Thank you for being here. You both did so well on the Portia show. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Armanda, thank you for being here. So nice to see you. Thank you. Instagram, thank you also. These are going too fast, so thank you. Hi, Instagram. A Cali sister. Yes, a Cali sister. Exactly. So tell everybody how did you get to where you are now? What did you do?
Okay, I've had awareness since I can remember since I was about 3 years old. And back then it was very interesting because I was awake, but I had an out of body experience when I was about three, several actually. And I thought, oh, this is normal. I didn't really think about it because it was just normal. And then I got to be around 9 years old. And I already knew things about people. Always knew about people and I knew what they were going to do. And when you have family or parents coming from like West Virginia, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, back then you don't talk about Mr. and Mrs. Johnson aren't going to stay together. But I did. It's like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson aren't going to stay together very long, are they? I didn't know what divorce was. I was just like, yeah. And they're like, what did you just say? So basically, they were telling me to shut it down. And I kind of did. I kind of just like, I'm going to get in trouble if I do this. But then our grandfather, my father's side, came to live with us. He saw dead people. I'm like, well, if he can see and talk about dead people, I can do what I do, but just don't tell any adults. I've been giving readings since then, junior high, high school, college. As an adult, I would be at Denny's and pick up something for someone and just let them know what's going on at the workplace or whatever. But finally, in 2000, I'd been praying, meditating. When do you want me to do this? But, there's something going on, and a voice said, "We would have you do our work." So I was in my mid-20s. "We would have you do our work." So I was just like, oh, I said, "I don't know about that," but I said, I'm going to say no for now. And then several months later, I got the green light in my head, and it was time. And I said, "Okay, I'll do your work." Life changed from then, from then on. So I'm going to talk about that later. But I got to the point where I was in my 50s, reading for people for free, not asking for money or anything like that. And then finally, 2016, I went ahead and started my business. And I said, "Is it time yet?" I got, yes. I'm like, seriously, it's time? Oh boy. And it took off like dynamite, starting with entertainment first and moving into getting personal guidance, and then getting into corporate. So I'm able to do all that now. And I retired from a state job, state of California, Cali girl. So state of California, and I'm doing this full time. I've taken this into retirement, and I feel really fortunate to be able to do this.
And you've got some because you have international clients. You are like
Yes, I do.
all over the place, which is awesome. Tell me and tell everybody else, because we're going to get into how can we transform our knowing moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Michelle, good to see you. And Jenny, thanks for being here. Let me ask you, what would you say is the most exciting part of your job now? Not the corporate stuff, but what do you super enjoy now?
I just really enjoy connecting with people. I really enjoy. Um, this has been a learning. It's a learning curve. I think that when you start working with people, it's always a learning curve for the rest of your life. Once you decide to start working with people, and it's been a learning curve, but just sometimes I see change in people within minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I advise them and I say, "This might be a good route for you to go." And it's just as simple as a mindset, and their phone rings while we're standing there. And their life has changed because they've plugged into the
Mm-hmm.
possibility or the belief that they can change their lives. And you see them change their lives and move into happiness, or move on to the next stage of their life. That to me is absolutely powerful and just heartwarming, to know that they can move forward. And it's they call it the butterfly effect or the ripple effect, where their happiness and their growth is going to affect people after that and after that and after that. So helping to change people's lives or giving them guidance in terms of enlightenment in ways that they can understand. So that's been magical to me. That's been absolutely beautiful to me. Priceless.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the beauty of this work, and for the people that are grounded in this work, people don't understand that the answers are already within. We're just putting a little spotlight on it so you can be like, "Oh, there it is. There it is." And here's what could happen if you shifted things, like you said, change your mindset or whatever it is. That shift helps us to get to the next step, which then they, depending on them and depending on the energy that they put in, it can just start to really go, and you watch them just shift and shift and shift, which is amazing. Hello, Chris
Yes.
from Iowa, thank you for being here. Tina, hello, thank you for being here. So we're talking about shifting. We talked about this topic and we're like, what are we going to talk about? The theme is transform. And we both came up with, well, how do you transform what you know? How do you change
Mhm.
that? How do you go to the, huh, to the, oh, to the, oh, to the, wow? How do you, we keep it simple. How do you get through those, how, how do you get through those pieces and just kind of make the change that we're all looking for? Because how many clients come up to you and say, "Oh, we need to, I want to do this and I want to do this and my goal is this and my goal is this. So how do we transform the wanting to the actual being?
Manifestation. Okay. I love that. Just to be clear, that when I start with a client or start with a person visitor, um, I just give them a general reading. I don't ask them questions, and I don't want them to tell me anything. If your boiler is about to go out, or the front of your car is rickety and your motor mounts are off, I'm going to talk about that first. But then I leave the door open for questions. And it goes from, and some people take longer. It's just, if they're used to functioning in a certain way, um, maybe they come from trauma, maybe they come from just influence or just repetition of life or certain life conditions, they might take a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hit the aha, that woo, wow, wait a minute. They call me back or they text me, oh my God, it happened last week. What you said, it happened next week. It's really not what I said. It's what you said just now, Elias, that their mind, it shifted. It's something changed a little bit. Their hope, I always say, I peddle hope. Their, just the possibility of something happening or changing. That's what happens. And I think for a lot of us, I often tell people that I'm working with, or just strangers, whatever it may be, that you want it to be custom made for you as well. Because sometimes our logic gets in the way, or how we've learned something gets in the way. Or it can only happen A plus B plus C. It can only happen that way because of your life experience. That's what it tells you, right? But when I'm talking with people, I'm just like, well, here are the possibilities. If you're not sure how to plug into this, and you feel like you're on that hamster wheel of doing the same thing over and over again, and there's no change, you ask the universe, God, the universe, spirit, some people call it spirit, hey, can you custom make this for Alex? Can you custom make it so I can see it, hear it, and see it when you present it to me? Just, you kind of have to sort of lovingly hit me over the head, because I'm a very logical, practical woman. So I have to be, it has to come to me in a way that I can hear it. So I think that's part of the battle right there, being receptive to being able to hear it, but maybe in a brand new way. Maybe your way isn't able to hear it the way that you're going onto this next level of the path. It's a new language, it's a new existence. So being receptive to it coming to you in a new way and asking it to present it to you so you can digest it.
And that's interesting that you say that, because we did a class this morning, 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern, and it's the first of 3 classes. It's called Seeing the Signs through Psychic Senses. So we talked about today about, to be, the awareness is the big piece. What we're asking first, like you said, is I'm asking for the awareness to begin to start. That's how the transformation, everybody, is there, is the awareness. Are you asking that it comes to you, like Alex said, are you asking so I can understand it? Or we can make it even like, within the next 48 hours, please.
Whoa.
Right? Within the next 48 hours, please show me a way that I can see X, Y, and Z, whatever X, Y, and Z. And that's part of, guys, how you transform what you know. Princess said, sends love to, hello, Kennedy. And Angela, hello. Evelyn, hello. Hi, Lori.
Oh.
Another California girl. So, and if we shift, it can happen, like you said, like that. If we, I'm going to be careful how I say this.
Okay.
If we try to control the shifting, tell everybody what happens when you try and control it.
Hello.
Right?
Been there, done that. Hello.
Yeah, been there, done that too, because it's my rule. It's my stuff, right? She is the Oracle. Hello, Phoenix Rise Vibes. Hello, thank you for being here on Instagram. So yeah, right. It doesn't. It's like you try and you forget to put on the wheel of your car after you change the tire. It's like the
Yeah.
you're still going, but you're a little janky. You're going, but it's janky. Everybody, I'm just saying, just saying.
hmm
Um, and you can you speak to that? Just like give them a fun example of.
I have a girlfriend of mine, and we've known each other for about 20 years now. And I remember when I first met her, I'm talking this talk and, walking this walk. And she was raised in a sort of environment like that, a different type of religious study or practice. And she always dreamt in black and white. She could never remember the faces in her dreams. Everything was, and it was always the same nightmare over and over. And for like 5 years, I was like, "When is anything going to change?" I said, "Did you try this? Did you try that?" She goes, "Yes, and I'm not feeling anything." And I said, "So I'm going to send healing to you. Do you feel anything?" No, I don't feel anything. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then her dreams started changing. And then a lot of things started changing for her. She had it in her mind over the years talking to her that it had to be a certain way. It had to be, she's heard that it
Oops,
has to
I just.
be tingles, visions. Okay, so it has to be visions, tingles. It has to be something that she has read in a book, she has seen at her place of worship. It had to be that way. Okay. And what she had read, she was reading, she was voracious, she was reading, and it had to be that way. And then one day she told me, she goes, "I had the strangest thing happen." I said, "Well, what's that?" She goes, "I kind of had a dream about it was strange." She said, "It was in color." I said, "Hallelujah." It started off with her dreams changing, the nightmare left, little tiny things like uh, 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 deja vu, matrix stuff is going on with her. Markers, I call them markers, when you have that deja vu feeling and you hear the same word or phrase over and over again. And all of a sudden it's happening. She goes, "Do you think this is right? Do you think this is correct?" I'm like, "Yes, yes." She's now practicing Reiki. She's practicing Reiki. She's taking care of other people. She's actually got an affinity for healing animals. She's incredible. She's phenomenal. She's having, I call it, she has itchy feet. She knows when earthquakes are coming. She can feel it because the ground, she just feels tingly all over. It took her 20 years, but she had to go through someone else. She had to go through somebody doing Reiki and going through that training for something to loosen up inside her. With that, she went into, how can I put it? With that, she went into working specifically with one Reiki master. And she said, "You have trauma. You have a lot of trauma in there." So it was going to be difficult for Alex to help her. I couldn't help her. So somebody else had to work with her in a way to work with her energy and fine tune how she was doing it. Now she's working with people. She's worked on me. She's incredible. She still doubts it a bit, but I'm just like, "Of course, Ramona." This is you. This is always. I saw it in her, but it took about 15 years, 15 to
Wow.
16 years. But
Yeah.
because she had it in her mind, it must be a certain way. And when it started happening, she goes, "You need to calm down, Alex. You need to calm down." I said, "No, I can't calm down. Are you kidding?" I was absolutely thrilled, and we laugh about it now. And now we talk the talk, and she kind of gets it. She doesn't kind of get it, she gets it. And she goes, "This happened." I said, "Be cocky, girl, claim it." Yes, it did happen. You knew it was going to happen. You manifested this, so stop doubting. Stop trying to put it into a box of what you thought it was going to be.
And that's the
Exactly.
thing. That doubt stops us. That doubt stops us. The fear and the doubt stops us. And then we can't shift and we can't transform what we know. Because what we know, everybody, is we know the fear. We know that fear. And how can you? I said this the other night, and darn it, I don't remember it, but it was really good. So it just came right through. But it's like, how can you change the know-how, if you don't know how to love?
Mm,
You can't
I
love
like that.
self. How can you change the knowing? Because if the knowing comes from love, then it's not, and you're talking smack about yourself, it's not going to transform. If we all say
Absolutely.
that everything comes from a place of love and you're not loving yourself, then how can you know if it's not coming from love?
That was my friend. She had a lot of she didn't have a lot of confidence, and she was always expecting the worst to happen and the worst to happen. And I'm glad you touched on that. It's that exactly.
Yeah, it's Lisa says, "Oh my gosh, maybe Alex will come as a guest in one of your classes. Maybe it's on my list, Lisa Randall. Thank you very much. You're cute."
Thank you.
Um, so what we're gonna do, guys, is first of all, we kind of got to we got right to the point. It's like you transform what you know by believing in yourself, by trusting self, and by just saying you have to go with the process. You have to go with the flow, right?
Mhm.
So if we're doing that and we're trusting God, universe, spirits, guidance, then we're just going, we're not, trust me, we're not going out like sheep, like, yes, no, yes, right? We're moving along and we're seeing. Lori says it seems easy to love others, but not ourselves.
Mm, yeah,
Choice that we can make,
yeah.
right? It is a choice.
Mhm,
But if we're loving others
mhm,
and we're not loving ourselves, what does that say, Lori? What does that say? Is it something like you deserve that love?
mm,
If you talk smack about yourself, but you never do that to a
mhm.
best friend, then why is it okay for you to love them better than love you? Is it because you feel that might be selfish? I mean, there's a lot, we can go really deep in this. So, something to think about. What would you say to Lori?
I'd like to say to Lori that something I always have to tell to a lot of people, and forgive me for looking to the side because I just pulled out cards for Lori.
Right, yeah, go ahead, pull a card, girl.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just because I can. I mean, I can tell you without the cards, but the cards are more fun. You are a child of the universe, or a child of God, or a child of all things. And in most religions or practices or perspectives, being a child of the universe, you are entitled to be loved. Okay. And if you're going to, especially if you're sitting with us here, we're talking about transformation. If you're going to do the universe's work, then you have to trust that the universe is working with you to get that work done. So you are valuable. You are absolutely valuable. And so loving ourselves, it sounds simplistic, but it's not. If you're having trouble loving self, you can get counseling and all that. But I will say that the universe will often show you, if you ask the universe to show you, show me love, show me worth, show me self worth. You can ask for that. There's no shame in asking so that you can see the mirror of yourself. Okay. You can see the mirror of self and how valuable that you are. And that's part of what, many of us probably who are here today. And that's what Elias does. That's what I do. Okay. We put the mirror to yourself and see the value in you so that you can transform, so you can manifest, so you can love self. What do you
Isn't there
think about that, love?
isn't there I think it's great, totally. But isn't there a song, Show Me Love, oh, show me love? I think there's a
I
song
think so.
from the 90s or something. It's like, I don't know. Now after we get off of this, I'm gonna have to look it up and just like
Right?
moment. Right. Because God knows I had that golden song in my head for like 3 weeks now from K-pop Demon Hunters. I was like, yep. One of the teenage girls that came on a retreat, she's like, "Oh my God, you don't know who K-pop is?" Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, into the song. I'm like, and then I saw the movie. It was on Netflix or whatever. And I'll watch it. Like, kind of like it. Kind of like it. All right, guys. Any questions for Alex? We're gonna do. Um, it's funny because on the Porsche show, you know, I said I really don't. Like we don't really need the cards, but it's a visual, and because we're here and because Alex is with us, we're gonna do the visual. So we're gonna do a card. or two. Lisa says, this is why we listen to with the grand boys today. Oh, that's awesome. Lori says, I've had enough self-esteem to know what I've been putting up wrong. Elias Scratch's song is, oh, you got to show me love. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you. You got to show me love. Yes, yes.
I love
Evelyn
that.
says, my granddaughter kept playing your reel with that song.
Oh
Like,
my God.
I did a TikTok with the reel. I did. I just had to. I had to. It fit. Doing. I'll show you after we're done. All right. Does anybody have a question for Alex that you want her to pull a card for? We'll do a general card for everybody, but does anybody have a specific question, either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube? Instagram's over here, guys. I've got it on my phone. Angela, I think I understand what Lori was saying. I was too busy taking care of everyone else but myself.
Mhm, mhm.
Very
And I
true.
understand that. Let me pull this one out. Okay. And I still use a good old fashioned rider weight, traditional rider weight. But that's being trapped in a situation. So whether you're obligated to be in a situation or you're trapped in a negative relationship, work relationship, it can be intimate, it can be family, workplace, whatever. Nonetheless, we are trapped in this situation. And sometimes every once in a while, it's good to take a step back, chain together in a negative situation. Okay. That could be if it's a parent and you have to take care of that parent, you're obligated to be there. Or a child who maybe is ill, you're obligated to be there. But even at that point, okay, you are valuable. You're there and trying to take care of them. Okay. So what that means to me is that it's okay if you reach out to the universe or you ask to manifest or ask something to be brought to you custom made. Okay.
Mm.
So in ways that you can't even conceive of, custom made so that you can get the help you need. Sometimes if you're taking care of someone and you're obligated to be there. Relationship is a whole other thing that we'll talk about that at some point. But if sometimes I was in a situation with my mother, she was ill, she had some mini strokes, but she was doing okay, but I needed help. And my sisters, I love them dearly, but they weren't hardwired to do the work that I was doing with my mother. I left Southern California to be in Northern California to take care of her. And at one point I said, look, universe, this is getting really, really hard. I don't know what to do. I'm going to school to make more money, taking care of mom. I have no life, but that's okay. I want to be here. Since I couldn't rely on my sisters, I couldn't condemn them or say, you don't love mom the same way I do. I said, universe, show me. I got stopped dead in my tracks. I'm walking along. I talked to coach. He was a little bit older than me. I was older than most of the kids there. And a woman is sitting in his office. And I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, disturb you. He said, no, no, no. What do you want? Because he knows I had visions and stuff like that. He goes, no, no, stay. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Ended up that woman was a caregiver. She was looking for work. She needed more work, but because someone had passed away in her care, a very dear loved one, she didn't want to do the work anymore because it was too heartbreaking. But when I walked in, she says, I think I can do that. She didn't have a car. I said, I'll drive you back and forth to my mother. Okay. And they got along famously until my mother transitioned. She
Mm.
was perfect, perfect. And my mom had someone to talk to and assist as well because she had a lot of stuff going on in her life. It was the perfect match. I couldn't have put it together. I had to ask, custom make this for me. I don't know how this is supposed to happen, but I need you to custom make this for me. So I had to stop judging my sister's form of love. They contributed money instead. They contributed money instead. Okay. And that's what helped my mother get to have the quality of life that I want for her. Not a logical way of thinking about it, not a logical way to approach it. All the avenues I went down just weren't working. So,
Mm.
loving self, ask the universe, what would you have me do? Show me how valuable I am. Put a mirror to myself and to me so I can see that I am your child, that I am here to do the works if that's what you want to do. Okay. And then also see if you need to release the chains from around your neck and no longer be around those who want to maybe entrap you as opposed to working with
I love that. Good, good, good. Armanda says, I cried inside my mother's womb. What does that mean?
you.
I have visions before things happen, and then it happens within to 3 days. So that's a
That's a
premonition.
nice gift. Hmm.
And this here, I cried inside my mother's womb. So the question here would be this: are you feeling your mother's stuff while you were in the womb? Because
I like that.
I'll tell you this: my birth mother wanted to um, not have us be around, if you all know my drift. So she wanted to end our existence while she was 6 months pregnant with me and the 1.5-year-old baby that she had and her. She was going to take us all to be into the Greek Ocean. So
Mhm.
that in itself is um, is a lot. So, do I have abandonment issues? Hell yeah. Do I have abandonment issues? I was in 5 foster homes before I was 18 months old. So,
Wow.
a lot. Let me explain. Remember, Armanda, we are on social media. So, you want to be careful of what you put out
Hmm.
there, right? I'm an open book. So, my stuff's in my book. So, it's okay. But just be careful what you put on there. And we may not have the opportunity to discuss it fully here. Angela says that I understand that I took care of my mother and husband who passed 16 months apart. I wish someone
Wow.
had helped contribute to helping me care for them. I just had my oldest son who was in early 20s. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Hmm.
Um, okay, I'm trying to think. Would it be easier to have Armanda come on? It might be, but I want to also protect your information. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And for the last person with the passings, that is really, really hard. But I bet you're an asset to other people's lives as well. That's really, really hard. Losing two people that close together, and then you have your young son, and you feel that maybe not, you don't want him to have that responsibility. And this teaches you something about expectations and how to help someone else who's in a similar situation, but not necessarily be the go-to gal for when someone is going through loss like that. Doesn't mean that you jump in, but you may be able to advise them and give them other tools that you wish you had, point them in the right direction.
right,
Maybe not to worry so much about, again, what I explained, not necessarily having family members or someone come in. I had to go completely outside. I was literally stopped in my tracks and I was told to go that way because that was the only way that I would have found someone who was capable of giving my mother what I wanted for her. It was very hard, but I went for years taking care of mom before that happened.
and just to clarify, guys, and I know all of you on here, but when you see the card that Alex showed, don't get stuck on what those words said. Okay, don't get stuck on the word or the picture. It's just talking
Please.
about the heaviness of it. Okay, don't let it be fear based, everyone. Just so we know.
Yeah, that's why I went like this. Don't
Yeah,
get stuck on it. Thank you. Thank you,
absolutely.
Eliza.
You're welcome. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for being here. So Armanda says my mother was pregnant with me when she was making my baby clothes, sitting next to my grandmother. My grandmother said I was going to be a healer. I have
Mm,
helped people along the way. All my life,
beautiful.
very sensitive to the other side. I love that. That's
Beautiful.
that's
Yes,
awesome.
yes, yes, yes.
Um,
Mhm.
all right. So any other questions for Alex? Otherwise, we're going to do a one card for everybody. A quick one card. Um, and then what do we got going? Alex, you have something going on October 25th, right?
I do. If you're in Southern California, in the Los Angeles area, and it'll be on my my Instagram, and I'll probably post it on my website as well. But Instagram, you'll find it. It's called the Zula Den, Zula Den, like a lion's den. So Zula Den on October 25th from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock. They're having a free event, and you're going to see all kinds of different modalities or styles of healing, enlightenment, food, and it's free. It's absolutely free. Okay. So what they're doing is giving the practitioners the opportunity to show off what they have. That's what it's there for. And
I,
then for the community to experience it. So I'll have that posted. We'll make sure that gets posted. You do have to register for the site, and I do have a link for register, even though it's free. Parking is a bit of a, it's neighborhood parking, it's not restrictive, but there will be a lot of people there. I just want to say that. So just be prepared and plan for that if you want to come.
and that's awesome. And guys, go if you're in the area. Please go. Angela says my mom was an RN and worked at nursing homes most all my life. She was a tough cookie. Yeah. Lori
Yeah.
says, I'm convinced. I'm asking the universe to send me the custom-made person. May I be open and receptive to change. So here's the thing, Lori. Your next sentence, the one I'm with now, not sure if he's the one. Girl, if you're asking the universe,
Right.
custom-made person, look right here, girl. Look right here. How long have we been having this conversation, sister? How long have we been having this conversation? You are now saying, if you're saying, I'm not sure, that's a safety net. I'm going to call you out. It's a safety net. So here's you're asking for the one, but I'm not sure if this one is the one. Hello? Love you, but
your answer.
hello, girl. Hello. Hello.
And I got to throw this out here. If you're in a situation where there's lack, so this is a card of things not growing, right? Normally this is money, this is abundance, and things aren't growing. This can be emotional, quality of life. This could be money, okay? If there's something lacking and you're already saying that you want to put it out to the universe, Elias is right. If you're already saying you want to get the right one, but who you're with is not the one, you already said it, it's not the one, then
she's not
yes,
sure.
you can,
she's not sure.
Honey, this one is not producing what you need to have produced. Hello? Okay. It's not producing what you need. And you let your standards drop just by a little bit. Okay. Because Elias is saying, you're like, well, I've got this. I better hold on to what I have. It might mean that you might have to step away and find out what you truly want. And make your, what do we call it, a pro-con list, right? Make a pro-con list of what you're looking for. You want somebody to open up the door for you or cook, okay? Instead of you doing, and I see you doing everything. You're doing everything. You're carrying it. It's on your shoulders. You became the leader in the relationship. And stop projecting out in relationships. You're loving them and hoping they catch up with you, because that's what's happening. You're projecting out how you think you should be loved and showing them, and you think they're going to catch on. No, baby, it's supposed to be at 110%. 110 and 110, not 55, 55, okay? And it sounds like Elias has already spoken to you about this. And if somebody's operating at 54 and you're trying to be 120, then you know your answer.
Right. And it doesn't mean, and let me know, Alex, how you think about this. It doesn't mean that there's a day that you're 90 and the other person is going to be 45 or 50. There may be a day, because the next day it might be, there's a balance there. But if it's consistent,
please. He's exactly right. He's right on target, because that's what it is. You're at 110. So if you stub your toe and you're at 92, the other person's still trying to do 110, but there has to be an agreement. That doesn't mean you do the same things. That doesn't mean you have the same job, go to the same places. It doesn't mean you do everything together. There has to be a balance.
And on 10/25, it's Lisa Randall's birthday. So there you go. Here's your mom's 85th heavenly birthday. Happy birthday to her. May her memory be eternal in your heart. May her memory be eternal in your heart. Yes, you're getting the Greek eyes. Yeah, you're not only getting the Greek eyebrow. Yes. I'm learning to love myself and care for myself before I put the one out to Gus. Love it. Love it. Yeah. You're welcome. All right. You ready to pick a card, girl?
Yes, I am. Do we have a name?
Oh, this is for
somebody's name.
This is going to be
for everybody? All right. Fighting amongst yourselves. This is getting into torment with people and being in conflict with people that you already know. You work with them. You live with them. They're your family. Children. because I'm your Auntie Helix. And yes, I can say that. I'm 66 this year. So, children, okay, if you are having internal strife with people and they're trying to make you take sides, be very, very careful. If you can, pray for them, pray for their happiness, send them healing. But taking sides is so dangerous. Okay, when somebody tries to suck you in and you stay in their conflict with them, it just makes you stagnate. It makes you very, very still. So be careful about taking sides and just going with one belief for one group. But these are people who know each other, so I want you to be careful, especially in the workplace. Okay, this is going to be a terrible looking card, but I want to put this out there. This is a card and it looks like, oh my gosh, what happened to this person? Oh dear God. No, don't take it literally, okay? This is feeling like you're at the end of your rope. So if you feel like you cannot go fall any further, you cannot make any more mistakes, you just don't know what to do. It's time to rise because you hit rock bottom, baby. Rock bottom isn't bad. Rock bottom is the universe saying, will you please look up because there are new choices now. That means the old door has shut. There are no choices with the old door, with the old way of existing. It's time to move on into the future. I'll do two more. Okay, this is my own interpretation of this card. Everybody doesn't do that. This is the Chariot. With the Chariot, I see this as a balance between spirituality and logic. Elias, this is a great card for you because you take logic and you take your intuition and abilities to be able to work with people. So you give them the Greek eye. And you speak spiritually as well, and you read us, you talk to us, you see what's inside us, you see who's around us, and you work with both sides, but you still have to stay walking on the planet so you can eat. He's an incredible example of using your abilities, your skills, and spiritual and personal development to work with them together so you can eat and still do the works, okay, the spiritual and metaphysical works that you do. You got creativity, okay? So this is a card of communication, creativity, electronic, written, spoken. This is art. This is getting the word out to the masses. So when you're being creative, it's okay to have your own creativity in your house, in your room, in your space. But also, it means communicating on the level that you're capable of, not the way I'm capable of, but you're capable of. If you want to keep it at home and just work at your workspace, that's beautiful, okay? But some of you out there, you're supposed to be reaching out to others, and that's really important. So your skill set, you still got to eat if you're creative. So keep that in mind, please. You still got to eat. Whatever you do, if you're doing the universe's works, or you're doing film, or you're doing sculpting, you still got to eat. And I want to remind you guys of that, okay? So those are the cards.
So let's listen to the song that's in my heart. A melody that starts again repeat. Okay. Oh. All right. And as Alex is talking, listen to this, everyone. Commitment. Commitment. Are you committed to self? I'm so tired of the word tired of trying. I'm tired of the word tired. Like, I'm tired of trying. Okay. Then you're constantly trying. You're not committed. I'm trying to stop sugar. That's nice. You're trying. Are you committed to doing it? Right? Is there a commitment to do it?
I love that.
Right? Stop trying and be committed, because there's a difference when you say, I'm trying to stop smoking. Okay. I'm committed to stop smoking. Two different feelings from that, right?
I love that.
He can be nice and then turn around and be so mean. I never take my emotions or attitude out on him. He's even put me down in front of multiple strangers and even in his family. I've mentioned to him. He says it just never happened. Narcissist. I was going to apply for a job. He always screaming at me to get more work. He said, "You? Oh my God, they would never hire you." I said, "I can learn. I'm open." If he wanted a job, I never say that shush stuff to him. What, Lori? You've already listen, girl. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got. If you're sit here and allow someone to treat you that way, because you're allowing it. you're allowing it and you're making excuses. Well, I need this, I need this, I need this. I get that. I understand that. I've been there and you know my story. I've been there. Yeah, not on down those steps. Yes, yes. You, you have to really think about it, girl. It's time. It's time. I'm learning to set healthy boundaries. Yes, ma'am, Evelyn.
Oh my gosh, that's my famous boundaries. That's my word.
I love it.
Boundaries.
And this, Lori, I know it'd be a flight, but coming up in September, it's the weekend after Valentine's Day. We are doing a retreat in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, all about self-love. Myself and Beth Eiglash. So, another thing I want to mention before we bid Alex bonsoir. This is coming out soon, guys. Going Within to Heal. It is 31 amazing people. Here's some of them, and some of them you know. And there's Chris. Hi, Chris. And we got all these amazing people on here. And come join me for book 2. If you have a story that you want to write, that you feel that you did the journey from breakdown to breakthrough, the next book is called Transformation. It is called Transformation. And if you haven't seen it, there it is. So this is the Within series. So it's book 1, 2, and 3. And as you can tell, we took the picture, the original picture, and we just made it bigger. We just thought that would pop. So I'm excited for it. I'll let you guys know when it is. You said, what did I say? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me if I'm like, I said September. Right. 2 days after Valentine's Day is February. Let's try that again. The weekend after Valentine's Day is in February, not September. Thank you. I wish you could see yourself with that man sees you, Lori. He sees your potential and knows it's coming to an end. When do you commit to yourself and achieve your own inner goals? Go for it. The words give you more power. Yes. Oh, I did say September. Okay. Yeah. Do you remember the 12th of September? Okay. All right, Alex, you are welcome back anytime you want, guys. How did they get a hold of you? Where do they go to find you?
There is my webpage is AELXYFT. So it's Alice, your fortune teller. That's how I started. So ALEXYFT.com. And then from there, you go into the contacts page and just enter your information and say that you were at this show. Yes, thank you. You were at this show.
No. Thank you, Alex. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh my God, that song. I know that song. That's probably Hi, Ginger Perrick. Ginger Perrick, you guys, is also there's Ginger also there. So Ginger, Alex Ginger. Ginger, so she's an RN and she is a psychic medium. And she's also a breast cancer survivor. She just last year. So
congratulations.
Yes. Well, thank you, Armanda. You're the best too. Thank you. Hi.
Thank you, man.
All right, guys. Remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours. Be well, everybody. Remember, real talk gets real answers. And stay for the outro because it's so cute. All right. Well, it is cute. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.